Things are not going well for the XRP price. But man, are some of you guys weak. I mean, we have talked about a $1 plus XRP for years. The last time it happened was somewhere at the end of 2021. Yet, now that prices went to $1.60 and are coming back down, people for some reason are worried. Panicking, they can't handle it. They're saying this was it for XRP, the run is over. As a simple response, I present you a wallpaper. Can happen to the best of us. I present you this. Just in. $100 billion asset manager WisdomTree registers in Delaware for a spot XRP ETF. Ladies and gentlemen, they like to meme the XRP community all the time. But if I'm being truthful with you, most of the negative things in the XRP community came from the SEC and Gary Gensler. I mean, look at him pronking, just puffing up his chest saying, hey, these are the fiscal year performance. They're all BS, right? But the nice part is, we all know it, he's stepping out over the next few weeks. Again, January 20th is still less than 2 months away. So what, 7 weeks or so? He's going to be kicked out of office, resigning just before Trump gets into office, because he knows the moment that Trump comes in, who, by the way, is a very big avid supporter of crypto, things are going to start changing. And my point being here, we have talked about a $1 XRP for a long time. Last season, back in 2021, we were able to hit $2 even though we had this massive SEC pressure. That is now gone. Back in 2017, 2018, I think January 4th or 5th, depending on where you were, we hit an all-time high of $3 something. 2021, it was only $2 because of the massive lawsuit. I can't comprehend people who think that this season is already over. Ladies and gentlemen, almost none of our altcoins have hit an all-time high yet. And again, if we take a look at the history of Bitcoin, yes, things may be bad on the short term. And this is something I will talk about just separately in another Bitcoin video where I discuss the exact, Bitcoin situation right now. But just take a look. Bitcoin, every monthly pullback is a buy opportunity from now on. This was posted in January of this year. And it basically says that it's kind of like the chart I always show you. Usually within this period, after the halving, it never closes a candle below the 1 weekly moving average. If we press it a little bit to see how it's gone, you can see how prices have fared over the period that we expected to do. Again, can we come down a little bit? Sure, but we know the general direction. And I've also been saying this for a long time. Bitcoin stocks are hitting all-time high earlier than Bitcoin. It's actually stocks are hitting an all-time high about a year earlier than Bitcoin. And it's to compare, whenever the S&P hits an all-time high, a little while afterwards, Bitcoin follows along with an all-time high. It just copied, or I would say, went exactly as to how we expected it to go. And so when it comes to XRP, why are things all of a sudden changing? Again, I personally think many people are starting to get weak because they've seen too many gains and are afraid of losing it. To which my answer was, when I showed you all these trades, right? Which right now still, by the way, our $1,500 that we put into XRP right now is still worth 28,000 US dollars. I'm still holding on. I can cash out 20,000 right now. And remember, guys, $1.40 was my target, but I still believe that over the next few weeks here, we will be seeing higher prices. Again, if you just religiously buy every single dip, even if, right, you had the wrong entry at the start. Look at this. We right now are up again roughly 8% or 9% from that bottom of the last day or so. And you can see, or 2 days or so. And even just earlier today, we are back about 8% from the dip. Things only get bad if you either way over leverage, meaning you have a liquidation price at $1. For example, you start trading now and your liquidation is at like 132, You just have everything way too tight. Or if you don't have any money to buy dips, because I always say, guys, if you have a crazy position open, make sure you've got the money to buy the dip so you do not get liquidated. I saw a couple of chats down below, but for the most part, those are people who over leverage slightly. Or, and this is also something I'm guilty of sometimes, you are thinking things are not going to come back down from where you're entered. A couple of my friends, for example, they were able to time the bottom for Ethereum perfectly. And you can even do it with a 50x then, because at that point, it can only go down a few dollars before you get wrecked. But sometimes if you try 3, 4, 5 times, you will lose a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand, maybe a couple tens of $1,000s each time. But in the end, you might make a couple million, maybe $6-7 million on the way up because of the heavy leverage used. And so you got to understand that's the game here. If you're trying to go with crazy leverage, you also got to understand that you really have to be accurate with time at the bottom, or you got to have a big enough banker where you can keep buying back down. Anyway, point being, XRP right now is at prices I have dreamed of for such a long time. The prices we are seeing right now, I have dreamed of for so freaking long. I can only think about selling my short-term bag here. Like I said, $1.40 was our target for the breakout for XRP. I can sell some of this position because, again, we turned $1,500 into 30 bands. I don't mind that. But my long-term stash, I've not even for a second thought about taking it right now and dumping it here because I know where we're headed over the next few months. Again, right now, Bitcoin is high. Oh, 90-something thousand. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be the first to tell you, we can have a slight drop from here further. But remember, zoom out. Zoom out, know where we're headed, know what's going to change. Gary Gensler is going to be out. This was the major factor keeping us down in the 2021 bull market. Once he's out, what's going to stop XRP? Think about it carefully. I've been reading all these bullish announcements over the past few weeks here. We know of all these good things coming to the XRP ledger, all these massive changes. Why would you turn bearish now? Let me rephrase that. I understand if you got scared or bearish just before they won the lawsuit. I understood that. Or if you got scared at 10 cents per XRP, 11 cents maybe, in the middle of the lawsuit back in 2020. No, back in 2021, I guess. I think we went to 17 cents or something. I understood if you got scared then because, well, they got sued. It's going down, is down like 99% from its all-time high. But now that we have finally broken the $1 barrier for the first time in so many years, we're at $1.40, which many people have told me in the comment section that we never ever get to. Many people expected we would never get to these prices again. We're here. We went to $1.60, came back down, and you're getting scared here? Really? Like, out of all the places to get scared at, you get scared here, huh? Now, from a logical perspective, it's always better to get scared when things are high rather than low. But then again, from a broader perspective, how can you get scared when we haven't done anything yet? And most people are scared to lose gains, which is what I like to hear though. They're afraid of their capital going down. And I kind of take it from the opposite side. I'm afraid of cashing out way too freaking early and missing the majority of the bull run. Because again, I cannot comprehend, I cannot believe for a single second that minus 589. That's kind of funny for XRP. But I cannot for a single second believe that this was the end of the season. Again, was it the end for like this run up for this specific week? Maybe, just maybe it could be. Right? It could be that we have a little trouble in paradise. But anyway, let's quickly put in a 50 moving average here. Just quickly, we put in a 50 moving average. It's said that Bitcoin never goes below the 50 moving average in a bull run. So from that perspective, the bull run started, let's just say in March of 2023. And as at this point, unless we drop from this point forward below 62,000, we're still in a bull run. And so if you really, really are scared, yes, it's a pretty long way down for Bitcoin, that is, right? From here on forward, it's still like it's still from the top 37% down. So it's a lot of money that you might lose in the process. But up until that point, take a look at what happened back in August of 2024. Look at that. We went below it, came right back up. Again, you got to have a little bit more of a breath. But looking back at it right here, we started in, let's say, the halving time, right? We went above the moving average. We did not dip below, only for little moments here throughout July of 2021. But until the bull run was over, at that point, we started really going below. So again, from the all-time high, in this perspective here, the first closing confirming candle, let's just say it was about 42% down from the all-time high. But even here, let's just see, from that high point, it kind of went down like 57% before actually recovering and making it back up, going up another 150% or so over the next 4 months. Realize though, that this from the top all the way there towards the bottom took about 3 months, and then go from that bottom all the way towards another top took another like 4 months. Even throughout this process here, you got to understand that these red candles in the midst, this is the 2021 run, right? This right here, look at how the volatility was looking like. Bitcoin in that process went down like 17% or so in the span of a week. And the volatility from here is absolutely crazy in just the span of like 3 or 4 weeks, going all the way down from here, all the way up towards about 27% or so. Then again, going up 27% in a few weeks, then going back down like 13% It was some volatile times, but especially afterwards as the candles just kept getting larger. When Bitcoin touched 42,000, that same week, it also touched $28,000, which is 33% lower in the span of 1 week. Can you guys understand what I'm saying right there? Or at least a few weeks here. Also within 1 week, but also as the next few weeks passed, it just went everywhere. So to put it into perspective, it could very well be that right now we are basically like November of 2020 right here, like this type of week where we've had a few green weeks beforehand, and now perhaps it could be this green candle right here, where the week is kind of volatile, but we end up in the green. It could also be this red candle right here. We go down a little bit, but we see some volatility throughout the week. I'm just so convinced the bull run is not over, especially for XRP, that I'm really unbothered. And I look at the comments of people saying, Dusty, blah, 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 all these different comments, man, all these different questions. All I can say is, man, if you really are already worried here, then this is going to be a very, very interesting bull market for you because we have just started. The real altcoin season, it's here, but it's not fully here just quite yet. Ladies and gentlemen, the best chart I can grab for you. By the way, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. If you want to trade, you can check out the link down below to Blowfin. It's the crypto exchange we are using right now. You've got some cool sign-up bonuses, so check it out. Anyway, this is the best chart I can show you. This is from Joji, and he said, my daily routine, right? Damn, I wish I bought. And this is all the people on the live streams too. Whenever we start streaming, as things are going up, they say, man, should I still buy? I wish I bought. But then when things are coming down, they always say, I'm happy I never bought that garbage. Until a bit later, and again, there can be a couple of weeks in the middle of this, they say, oh, why did I not buy? Especially, why did I not buy when there was a dip? People will always be the exact same way. And that's why I keep telling you, man, don't look too much at the daily performances. Don't look too much at the hourly performances. Think about it from a multi-month perspective. If you do that, I think you'll be golden. Again, this is not finished advice, but these are my thoughts. And as of this point, it's always worked because we're at the highest points ever. You could not be at a loss on XRP right now unless you all of a sudden went in at the top like this week. You cannot be at a loss on Bitcoin or anything right now because if you played your cards right, which I always practice and preach on the channel here, you'd be in a really, really good position. But more importantly, you'd be in a good position for the next few weeks or months, not necessarily tomorrow, not necessarily over the next few days, but for the next few months. And I always think that's the most important. Anyway, just wanted to quickly let you guys know that a lot of y'all are just holding on fine. But a lot of y'all, I noticed in the comment section, are weak, man. A lot of people are saying, Dusty, see, things are going down. XRP going below $1 soon. Maybe they're trying to convince me to give up, but it ain't happening, baby.